Okay, good evening, everyone. We have to apologize again for the issue we had in coming up to you guys. So just a little glitch. All right, so you can still take out my slides for now. Thank you, admin. I can still take out my slides for now. Let me just. Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for waiting. Uh, loudly. I don't want the slides up yet because I want to ask questions as regards them. Should I just stop sharing? All right. So, of course, I know I will be already greeting them as fellow product managers. That's okay. It's good to aspire to perspire here. I believe in that. So, okay, the class is growing. I was thinking the glitch we had before entering the class would give us enough room to get into class early enough. Good evening, bro. It's been a while I've seen Dr. Runke in class. Runke Job. There are some names I know I used to see often that I've not been seeing. But it's good to have everyone here. Let me just do a quick rundown. But before then, I want to just get a brief summary. Good evening, Edith. A brief summary for last class. A brief summary for last class. Rachel, good evening. I don't understand. Are you guys doing shifts? There's a lot of there's a lot of people back. Okay, good evening. So, yes, Chinoye Vivi, I think a product matrix is the measurement of how well a product is performing. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, can I get more responses? Understand what we got. I know there's a lot that to see that we all understand. And what yeah, so what I've also done is to see how we can actually just, try to streamline to what works for product managers, especially beginners, so that we will not get all, complex and get all tired about what product management is about. There's a tendency to want to, you know, this is not cyber security class, Kenya goes to, this is product management class. I knew that name was very, very new, so I would have thought. All right, product metrics is important to measure the health of a product. Data is the tool to drive. That's nice. Yeah, I was waiting for this. Duru, in God we trust, all of that must bring data. In God we trust, all of that must bring data. And I know I mentioned something last week that there are people who they have something, but since they did not show up by this class, I'm going to change them. So I think I have found the opportunity to. That's first thing that quote is what I want us because I said something. I said let it become your lifeblood. Let it become everything you do. Let it be your mind. Let it be something you live life with. And so I love the fact that that's the first thing you brought up. So Duru, you can reach out to your admin people and let's see if they get back to me. But for anyone in this class, you have to today. Whoever does not reach out for tomorrow, will please person by tomorrow. because I think I tried to give the first set of people about 5 weeks and they didn't. So yes. So product metrics is the process of rating how well a product is performing. Exactly. That's perfect. And today our work is going to be very, very minimal. Very, very minimal. I want to spend a lot of time. You're welcome. I want to spend a lot of time explaining a concept today. And that's because I believe that if, as a beginning product manager, if I can touch that concept, trust me, every other thing you're doing is it will become easy. If I can touch that concept, you're a very good product manager. Every other thing, you can easily pick them up along the line. Of course, we'll touch them maybe tomorrow or some part of today. Or today, I want to focus on just one thing, and I want to use today to sink it in. I know that in our previous classes, there was a particular class too. I deliberately spent a lot of time on complete product experience. That's also very, very deliberate in the sense that I wanted you to know how, how these things work. And I don't need to touch all of the principles. I know that for a beginning class, if we can hit on one very well, if we can hit on one point exceedingly well, you are going to fully get it. Of course, that will become a background through which you can now leverage, to build a host of other, what do we call it now? To build a host of other wisdom, and just build it on it. If we can give you a solid background, just one, you realize that every other thing becomes easy. So the concept of product metrics, all right. Product metrics are often grouped into 4 categories: business metrics, product usage, customer satisfaction, and roadmap progress. I like that. Often, thank God you use the word often because it's not always. It could be more, could be less. As a product manager, you'll be more concerned about the product usage. Of course, there is the business metrics, and there is customer satisfaction. But trust me, a lot of times the customer success will be on that. They know those metrics, they bring it back to you to work with. For business metrics, they probably pick maybe the finance team or the business development team. That's when you're talking about the customer lifetime value, the net promoter score, and all of that. They will do all of that. And then for the roadmap progress and product usage, I was mentioning something on roadmap progress. Sorry, please, forgive me. So I said roadmap progress is not really on the product, but it's about your team. Sprint, that's when I mentioned some things. Of course, we'll still detail them. Exactly. I spoke to the. Meanwhile, before I continue, I think those 4 points mentioned can also work for the second person, so that we can just go into the class without having to have any price in mind. So, Martha Kuti, please try to reach out to your admin as well. So, I think that second point is having to remember those 4 points. I think they are quite solid. Thank you. Okay, I'm following you guys, and I think there's a little skip on YouTube. Please bear with us today. Bear with us. We're trying to ensure we give you the best network, or however, that's what we could find for now. You have to bear with us for today. All right. So, of course, for roadmap progress metrics, I was talking to. So, roadmap really deals with not. Let me come back again so you will not mix it up. I said for business metrics, your business guys may handle that more. Your customer satisfaction, your customer success people, your roadmap metrics and all of that, they handle that for. But for roadmap, I said that's not really measuring the success of the product itself. It only measures the success of your team in building the product. So for roadmap progress metrics, you're looking at the features you have shipped and how better they are. How many features are we supposed to push on this product? How many have we pushed? You're looking at sprint burn down. We said maybe you set up a sprint. You learned that from BC last week, my colleague. So if you set up a sprint, maybe a sprint is 3-4 weeks, or 2 weeks. No, I said 3-4 weeks. Sprint is 2 weeks or less. If you set up a sprint and you say for this sprint we're going to build these 2, 3, 4, 5 features, you want to check your sprint burn down. That is how much the team is working to meet up with the features placed within a sprint. Yeah. Another thing is to look at velocity. Roadmap progress metrics really just measures your team. It doesn't really measure the success of the product itself, or doesn't speak to why you made your product. When you talk to why you made your product, you're looking at product usage metrics, product usage metrics. And one of which, if you want to speak to, is what we're going to focus on today. So I want to start this class with the product usage metrics and probably end the class on that. Okay. I want us to solidly focus on product usage metrics because those are the key concepts that a product manager must know. Yes, the teach a professional. I brought that in not as a part of the class, but to mention why I know that some of us will get discouraged. It's product management I want to. Risk of imam. Wow, that's me. Yes, good evening. Is to okay, this is product management, and you're asking yourself, why am I having to do all of this much? And I said, for a product manager, you may need to be a T professional, a T-shaped professional, because you have a lot to learn. So what you must do is at every point in time, pick up a skill. As you have taken this entire course and you have seen them, go deep in your product leadership and strategy, which I showed you last week. I won't have time now. I don't want to pull that up today. Maybe if I have time towards the end of the class, I may speak to that, but I will not start with that today. So I said you may want to be deep in product leadership and strategy, but as each class goes on, or as you go on in your career line, please take trainings, take courses. You see data science courses. If you have time, please go for it. You see courses on product development. If you have time, please pay for it as much as possible and train yourself in it. That's how you get stronger. You see courses of cloud, take them, but just pick them at every point in time. Don't be too shallow in any of those things that because you won't do everything. Take them at a point in time. Your journey is long. Don't finish everything in 1 year. You can build a personal roadmap for yourself. Okay, this year, this is this course. These are the things I want to learn. You can say, okay, this year, after this class, I'm going to take another course on data science this year. That can be a good roadmap. Okay. Someone else can say, okay, I want to take another course on understanding APIs, and you take it. It could be free. You may not even need to go to any school. It could be YouTube videos. You just want to pack and watch. You just want to learn. You can decide to say, okay, I want to know about cybersecurity. Because trust me, when you're building product and discussing with clients, one thing they will find out from you is how many, they'll be asking you security questions. And okay, for instance, I think I was at a meeting today, wanted to start a particular project like that. Of course, it's with a bank, and if they were asking us what a security level question like, and project manager and all of the developers, I saw the way they were answering speedily. So of course, as a product manager, you may not have all of those team members on that meeting. You may not have them. It may just be only you. So understanding encryption, when they say encryption, what does it mean? When they say authentication, all of these things. So you just want to know so that when you are talking, you know what you're saying. Do you understand? Exactly. Yes, exactly. I love that. I will match it. Yes, I love that. And also, we must apologize. This class was supposed to be for yesterday, but I was blessed with good health, so I had to recheck. Thank God we're back here today. So, and I know that it must have affected our schedule one way or the other. We apologize for that, and we hope this makeup class will cover for not just the time what you missed yesterday. By also, of course, no class held, but I can also see that in the class size. If we're saying data driven, we can say that we are just about 50 thereabouts, which means just a shift in dates can affect timeline. So it is that's basically what I can see from there. So yeah, sure, really good. Thank you, thank you, really good. So let's launch in. I have about just two short slides to run us through tonight, and I hope. Thank you very much, and I hope we can. I hope we can run them pretty fast. So I said something. I said product metrics. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tyrone. I said product metrics are measurements that help us understand how well a product is performing. Product metrics are measurements that help us understand how well a product is performing. As to think of them as key indicators that show how many people are using the product, how engaged they are, and how much value it's bringing. Okay? They're essential for making informed decisions and improvements. For instance, they can tell us if users are sticking around. Thank you, response. Amen. Thank you. They're essential for making informed decisions and improvements. For instance, they can tell us if users are sticking around, if they are happy, and whether the product is meeting its goals. Now, before we get busy, I want to just show us a few things. Sorry. Instagram product metrics. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Just a minute. Just a minute. There's something I want us to see. Okay. Yes, thank you, Favor. Shalom, thank you. Of course, you can find many of these things anywhere, but let me show you something. There are data portals, okay, for you to see product metrics. But if your product is not heavily in the market like that, okay, if your product is not heavily in the market like that, you may not be able to have access to such data like this. So as a user, sometimes these are the basic info you're looking for. You can see my slides now. I'm on Statista. So Statista is something you must be used to as a researcher or as someone into product research. Admin, you can just enlarge my screen fully if you do not mind, so that they can. Oh, don't worry, you can leave it at that. Please just zoom your YouTube screen because I need those two screens side by side so people don't connect until they can see you a bit. Okay. So if you see what I'm looking at here, don't forget this definition. Okay, I'll be as low as possible today. It's not about finishing all the slides, it's about making you get one thing, and if possible, arousing your curiosity in a way that makes you learn more. So I said product metrics are measurements that help us understand how well a product is performing. Think of them as key indicators that show how many people are using the product, how engaged they are, and how much value it's bringing. So look at what I'm showing you here. I'm showing you number of monthly active Instagram users from January to December 2021. Can you see that? So number of monthly active Instagram users from January to December 2021. So what does this mean? Thank you. Okay, I think I've gotten enough. If I got $1 for every story I got, I'll be a billionaire by now. That means you guys are doing so much. Thank you very much. Okay, now see what I'm showing you. Please, you can zoom your YouTube screen if you can't see it. I would not want to zoom from here, so it won't mess up what I want you to see. So you can see as a product manager, you can see that Instagram. Good evening. See ya. Yes, good evening. It's an open source website. So it's an open source website. Do not worry. Sorry about that. Is it in Nigeria, in the China Vivian, or in the world? Yes, in the world. It's in the world. It's in the world. Don't forget the numbers are in millions. So if you are seeing 2,000, that's 2 billion. Okay? If you are seeing 2,000, you have to multiply it by 6 zeros. So, okay? And that makes it 9 zeros. So I know that's why you asked that question. So by December 2021, we have about 2 billion users. And you can read the summary, is there. So Instagram is a social media app, posts on photos, video, blah, blah. So you can see, if you check the summary, you will see details of what you need. So of course, if you are just researching, you can want to stay here. So there are 2 billion users on Instagram. And as a product manager, you need to make decisions with this kind of metrics. So not to go into decision making, I thought you get decision making last week. On Wednesday, I mean, I think on Tuesday now. So I believe you should still remember that class. Yes, I believe you should still remember that class. Yes. So you can. So this is basically what you're looking for as a program manager. That's why I said descriptives. This is a graph. This is a bar graph. This is all you need. Um, just a minute. Just a minute. Because I also want to show you a portal to one of the websites we're working on. But we're having login issues. So I'm trying to follow up with my people to be sure I can pull up that portal so that you guys can see. So as a product manager, you don't, like I said, you don't need to be the best data analyst in the world. You are just trying to know enough data, enough for you to interpret. Of course, there are roles, especially outside Nigeria, where there are data product managers, okay? Where there are data product managers. So if you want to be very deep in data, of course you can be. You can really. Of course, you can really be deep in data. You know, you want to know everything. So you know how to work with data to make decisions. That even makes you very, very handy. Very, very handy. You can want to be very deep in finance to know how to think through and to know when you see numbers to know what they make for you. Do you understand? So I'm showing you this so you can understand what you're looking for. Somebody that's looking at this number now can see that they are growing. Okay? Can see that Instagram is growing from 90 million users to 100 million users to 130 million users. But you can see that between 2018 and 2021, okay, there has been a billion users. Now, let me help you make decision. Is that a success? I will let you know if it's a success. So between 18 and 21, we have 19, 20, 21. That's 3 years. So between 3 years, there has been 100% increase. Is that fine? Let's see if it's a success. So as a product metrics person, as a product manager or taking business decisions, you must be able to make informed decision. And by the time I'm saying informed decision, how you interpret data matters. You can pick your Bible and paper. So from 2018, okay, to 2021, there has been, they moved from 1 billion users to 2 billion users, and that's 100% increase. Okay, is that a success? I will tell you if it is or not. And don't worry, I know what I'm saying. I will tell you if it is or not. Now, do the maths. That means there is a 3 years interval. So we are calculating 3 years behind 16, 17, 18. So calculate from September 2015 to 2018 and see if that growth is a success. Yeah. And in the comment section, are they growing? I'm talking of the marginal increase now. Is the marginal increase showing that Meta is growing, or are they reducing? Of course, number is increasing, but we're looking at marginal increase. Okay? So if you consider the marginal increase, are they growing or are they reducing? If you consider the marginal increase, are they growing or are they reducing? They were 400 million in 2015 and 1 billion in 2018. 400 million to 1 billion, that's almost 150% increase. So that means there is a 150% increase between 2015 and 2018, and just a 100% increase between 2018 and 2021, meaning the rate of increase is dropping. Did anybody get what I just said just now? I hope I'm speaking what you understand. Anyone there? Comment section is very, very busy, I can see. Y'all are typing a whole lot. Okay. Okay. I should recap. Okay, I will. I said, if you're a product person, your decision making must be very, very sharp and intelligent. I said, so many of us would have looked at the growth between 2018 and 2021. Martha could say, okay, we'll go over again. You know why I'm saying in class. 2018 to 2021. I need to know what happened today because even Jade Solar, It's been a while. I think maybe all of you had a. Is there a school too? Alrighty, moving on. So, I said as a product manager, they will give you data like this. You will know how to generate this data, but it's not enough to just pack up slides and throw at your company. Okay? You want to use these slides, you want to make meaning with them. Okay? You want to make meaning with these slides, with these charts, or with these numbers, or with these images. So you have between 2018 and 2021, Instagram went from, so the chart you're looking at is number of monthly active Instagram users from January 13 to December 2021. So there are product metrics. One of them is monthly active users. They call it MAU. Some people do weekly active users. Some people use daily active users. Now for better insights, because we want to gather large data. So let's look at monthly active users. We got this from Statista. Okay. We have a long way to go anyways, but let me just let you get this. Because your job as a product manager is not just that, I can do data, I'm not a data analyst. Come and see my charts, come and see my analysis, come and see my regression. That's not enough. From your results, what are you interpreting? What insights are you drawing? What decisions are you going to make? And I asked you a question. I said, you can see that Instagram between 2018 and 21 grew by 1 billion extra users, right? And you would have said, hey, this is better than they've been doing before. And I'm asking you, is that true? And I said, how will you know? Between 2018 and 2021, it's 3 years. So that means within, let's say we're in 2021, assume we're in 2021. Okay, let me look for Instagram's current monthly active users. And I will see what I'm seeing. Instagram's current, somebody say yes. Don't worry, I will show you. Actually, they are doing well, but not so good, and I will explain. So, Instagram currently, as I speak to you, they are still on 2 billion monthly. Do you know why? Do you know why I knew that they are not doing well? So, Instagram is currently on a 2 billion per month, and I will show you why they are on a 2 billion. As at 2000, as at the year 2021, they were on this 2 billion too. So 2024, I just Googled it. If you can Google it, you will see it. 2021, they were on the same 2 billion, which means they have stopped growing. Are you there? Did you get it to this point? I would like to see a response because I don't want to rush. Just showing you this decision making, that's all. I don't want to rush. So they have stopped growing, right? Now, let me tell you where it started from. So as a product manager, you must be able to see before time because it won't show to you immediately. I beg you, it won't show to you immediately. And if you are not someone who sees before time, the decline did not start there. Now, did you notice that between 2018 and 2021, they went only by 1 billion? Right? Between 2018 and 2021, it grew only by 1 billion users. Can you see? Yes. So, Bola Tutu, I see what you're doing here. Between 2016 and 2020, they have 500 million, exactly. From 2021, they had just 1 billion in 3 years. You can see. So, if you look at the percentage, they were just 400 million by 2015. So between 2015 and 2018, which is another 3 years, we're using 3 years gap. So between 2015 and 2018, which is another 3 years, they grew from, you can write it down in your jota, that's how you understand it. They grew from 400 billion, if camera shows me, you can see I'm on my jota, to 1 billion. 2015 to 2018, 400 billion to 1 billion. 2018 to 2021, they grew from 1 billion to 2 billion. Now you can see that 2021 to 2024, they grew from 2 billion to 2 billion. So the marginal rate of growth is dropping. So it's not just enough as a product manager to say daily active users. Are you checking the difference in those active usage? And are you seeing what they show? So the increase in growth, thank you, Jadesola. The word is the rate of growth. Rate. For instance, personally in your life, it's not just enough to say my income is increasing. If between 2019 and 2020 you increase your income from 100K to 500K, 2019, I mean, between last year and this year, between next year now, you now go to 750, you didn't increase. Because the rate of your increase is dropping, it means you are working. So there's something you used to do before that you have stopped doing because you're supposed to be consistent. So to go from 400 billion to 1 billion between 2015 and 2018, that's 150% increase. That's a 150% increase. But 2021, 2018 to 2021, that's just a 100% increase. So why the nominal number has increased? In 3 years, they didn't grow well as compared to the initial growth process. Thank you, Edith. That's what I was trying to say earlier. So don't let actual numbers bamboozle you as a product manager. That's what I want to use this whole chart I just showed you. Okay? What did I say? Don't let actual numbers bamboozle you. Don't let actual numbers bamboozle you. What you want to be seeing is interpretation of those numbers. It's what do we call it now? It's someone who does not know the actual numbers bamboozle. You that you know, don't let somebody just tell you, don't worry, we're still growing. In fact, we got 1,000 more users this month. Well, last month we got 3,000 more users. What is happening? So you must be careful enough to show proper, and a proper interpretation of the data you are seeing. Do you understand? You must be careful enough to show proper interpretation of what you are seeing. And that's the way to make informed decisions as a product manager. So if of course, Instagram, they have been doing what they are doing, okay? It's not as if they are bad. What they could have done, they could have made other decisions exactly. I like what you all are doing. Every brain is exactly now. So they could have made other decisions. Do you understand? They could have made other decisions that look a bit unknown to us because we are not seeing the decisions they make. And I can tell you, you can see that it was between this time that Instagram bought WhatsApp, right? It was between this time they went to create Thread. And I will explain. There are applications that look like Instagram that people use to chat also. Maybe the reason why people stop using Instagram and they are dropping is because of WhatsApp. So Instagram went ahead and bought WhatsApp. Okay? Also, there is Twitter that everybody uses. Instagram went and created Thread that looks like Twitter. So now, if you now want to check if Instagram is actually dropping, you have to add the numbers of WhatsApp, you add it to Thread, and you add it to Instagram. That's how you see that they are growing. They started doing, you can see. So they started doing reels, doing so many things. So now let's go back to our definition. Exactly. I'm happy that you got this one. See, this what you are doing now is product management. That's why I said you must be very deep in strategy. This one you are doing now, is product. You must be deep in strategy. That's why I was showing you that T-shape professional. To be very deep in strategy is very key. So you can see what I said now. I said the help us understand how well a product is performing. Think of them as key indicators that show how many people are using the product, how engaged they are, and how much value it's bringing. So they now start looking for features, looking for things. So this is your work. The only painful part is you won't see this thing much in Nigeria like that. So I really pray for all of you, all of us, that you get enough of foreign geeks out there to really practice well. Because most Nigerian companies don't know how these kind of things work. They don't pack everybody they just make a project manager automatically, just be managing projects. But you are not really applying your brain to actually see the product, succeed. Where you can imagine why do you think WhatsApp is adding feature? Why do you think Instagram is adding reels? Why do you think they are adding AI? I don't know if Many of us watched what the Mark Zuckerberg today when he was demoing translation with AI. You can go and look for your YouTube and go and watch Mark Zuckerberg. He made a demo today of AI for Instagram. So you can see why people are making the decisions they are doing. You also know that there was TikTok that came to compete. How many of you remember that Instagram does not save video until TikTok came? Yes. So they want to add application features on Facebook. Exactly. So whatever is distracting all of you from that Instagram, Facebook is their mother app. So whatever is distracting all of you, they bought Instagram after some point. I hope what I'm saying is correct. But yes, you watched. You can see what they are trying to do. So something that will take. So what we are having, you can write it down. It's now many of them we don't know. We don't have CEOs anymore. What we have currently is product CEOs because of tech. People are now product CEOs, so they are core experts in product management. I saw a post. I will look for it. Someone said, if you want to be a CEO of the future, I will advise you to start your journey from product management. And for many of us who are business oriented, who are probably professionals where we are, you can see that some of the classes we're taking are looking like maybe it's an MBA, if you get what I'm saying. It's giving business. And that because that's where your core work is. You are making some kind of decisions that need information. Okay. Yes. So you can see something that they did. Facebook, Instagram does not save video until TikTok came. Personally, I use TikTok more because of how they were able to save video. Because of how TikTok was able to save videos, so I use TikTok more. So if I see anything I like, I just go and look for that person's name on TikTok. I can save. Before you save on Instagram, you have to download many third-party apps, and that's increasing my user journey. It's increasing my journey. I have to download another app. The time I used to go to Play Store to download, to copy the link from Instagram. So Instagram was shining with that before because there were no alternatives. So when TikTok came, TikTok first did no pictures first. TikTok started with videos only. Exactly. Bola is considered a success. I'm saying that so that we will not think they didn't make decisions. They made decisions based on this data. When they saw that there was a decline, the next, as a product manager, is not to sit down what's causing this decline. So you can now see that as a product manager, more of your work is in the brain. Why you must know tools, your brain must be 24/7 active. You sleep, you wake up. That's why if you see product managers, they will tell you that during ideation, they sleep less. When people are started developing, you can sleep. I'm telling you. You already told product manager, okay, if you already gave your user flow to the UI UX person, okay, yeah, I've given you. When should I call you for a review? I'll be done in 3 days. Trust me, you can even take a leave for the 2 days and come back on that third day. But when you're ideating, no, but exactly now somebody is getting it. You can see how many apps are doing so many things. You can try to check YouTube. If you have Statista now, you can do that and check across applications. Check. So moving on, I said product metrics is how I've taken time on this thing. I think we understand decision making now. You can now pull up your reports. You can now make decisions. And so when you are done, you have seen that number. The question you now want to ask is, why are people using other numbers? And you don't want to just assume. You can try to do a user research again. Do you understand? And know you are trying to get the alternatives people are going to that is not your application. Do you understand? And then you, by the time you see the alternatives, you now go and research on those. You know that there are 4 C's. Don't forget your customer. You have researched them. By the time you check your customers, by the time you are seeing the values in your product, you research your customers. You can now again research your competitors. Please take this class seriously. I know what I'm saying. Nigerians will make you look like we didn't even use all of these things, but many of you that you have gone online to check those interview questions I showed you, realize that if you don't learn this way, you won't be able to answer them. Good. So what you now do, and as the class goes on and on, even you can realize that product management will be a very scarce field in Nigeria because it's new. Many of us think we are doing it, but no, what we are doing is actually glorified project management, not product management. Project management is wide on its own anyways. I'm not saying that to belittle what it is. I'm just trying to tell you. So, moving on, I was saying, when you have researched into your customers, they will show your competitors. You can now go to your competitor's app. Do you notice that now you can now save video on Instagram? It's simple. That feature that TikTok has, Instagram bought it in. Do you know that if you're making video calls with Facebook and all of that, you can have filter? Now, if I do video calls on WhatsApp, you have filter too. I want to tell you why that's happening. You think it's the same company, it's not the same company. You may Google their staff strength, you realize that Facebook has about, I read about somebody's profile. The person is a product. Everybody can hear me, or Adefunke, Annie. Sorry. Let me see. Can I hear myself? Everybody can hear me. Thank you. They can hear me. So I was saying, Annie, please confirm you can hear me now. So many of these companies, they don't just have one product manager. They have and they don't run as a single company like that. They run as different business units. So they are exactly, you can now like someone's status on WhatsApp now. So you can see that TikTok does not have status too before. Now they added status to it on TikTok. So you can see what everyone is trying to do. Should I now shock you? Let me see, because I'm trying to see how much we are getting the class holistically. There is someone somewhere, which all of us may not know yet, that is using Scamper currently. And what does that mean? The person is using Scamper framework, substitute, all of these things, to look through all of their features and find something else they can bring out. And they now launch a product manager, they launch another social media app that is, because many of us would have thought TikTok was useless. You understand? Telegram has become another thing entirely. Telegram to me currently is looking like an app store, because people can literally launch applications. It's like the crypto world now. Telegram literally is the crypto world, is the word for crypto. So there's nothing you want to do. If you're in crypto, you have to use Telegram. So moving on. Let's go to North Star metrics. This is what we do a lot today. I have a lot to do here today. So somebody said download movies, see your life. This is nobody we are teaching. Alrighty, North Star metrics. Before I continue, everyone, what is North Star metrics? But don't write in terms of product management. I want you to write in terms of astronomy. Astronomy now. So what is the North Star? Where did it originate from, and what is it used for? I want answers before we go on our break. What is the North Star? What is it used for? What are they made of? North Star. What is it used for? What are they made of? Don't give me product management answers. Give me, oh wow, I don't even care, Annie. For you to hear me, I mean to restart your network. Of course, don't answer me like a product manager. Answer me like an astrologer or someone doing, as if it's a geography class, an astronomy class. So what is North Star? Quickly, I'm expecting feedbacks. What is North Star? Because when we say North Star metrics, that's the key thing that every product manager should know. If you have ever an interview today, before they even ask you for DAU, weekly active users, monthly active users, they will ask you for the North Star to predict the future. Alrighty, you can Google, you can find out. It's not an exam, okay? You can Google. You can find out. I'm waiting. There was some blue rapture. The way some of that are taking time. North Star is the so it says the star that three wise men follow. It says there's a star in the east. I don't know if it was a North Star, but I think it is. Massive ball of hot glowing. Hey, yes. Do repeating us now. So yeah, of course. But I still the one that give me the answer I want to. These are the star the wise men followed. He gave direction to the wise men. So if you want to be a wise person in this product management thing, you have to follow your North Star. I'm not an astrologer. Yeah, makes sense. Christine, I say I sound like an astrologer. Nobody comes me to predict the future now. I'm just trying to say don't answer like a product manager. Simple. You can see Matakuti now. Matakuti has jumped fence to where I say you should not go. It leads to revenue, reflect customer value. Nah, measure Matakuti. We have not gotten there yet. Guide sailors and travelers. I like what you're saying. Happy Osage. Uh, Guiding principle. John Omontina. Your answer is giving management class. I'm speaking to. I want to see. Let me tell you why we cram so many things. It's because we don't understand the first mention or the first use. By the time you see where it's coming from, it's easy for you to get it. Polaris, thank you. So let's just see where it's coming from. I like the person. Let me read the answers I've liked so far. North Star is the star the three wise men followed. You are very right. It's a massive ball of hot glowing gas. Now use a bit that one. North Star is for navigation during space missions. Exactly, this is what I want. Esther, a bright star that can be seen in the northern part of the sky, almost exactly above the North Pole. A1, geography. It can also symbolize guidance or inspiration. You're perfect. Exactly. Least revenue, I don't know about that one. North Star guiding principle, I don't know about that one. Northern stars that guide sailors and travelers, exactly. That's what I'm looking for. North Star is checking how far a product can go in the long term. I don't know about that one. North Star is known as Polaris. You're trying. Is the navigation during space. Very key. North Star show direction. Well, I don't know. So the reason why I'm telling you all to do that is the moment you start seeing it from the product management angle, it will be hard for you to connect with it and know what it means. So in learning, I like to dig from the beginning, and then build up. It helps me get it better. Moving on. I said in real life, see where I started from. The North Star is the star Polaris, the brightest in the constellation Ursa Minor. I know it's not product management, no verse. Because it is almost motionless in our night sky. It doesn't move. So navigators can use it to find their way without a map or compass. Essentially, North Star is shorthand for what guides you when you are lost. Exactly, all of you are getting deep now. Exactly. So now that's enough. Now, as a product manager, now define North Star. What do you think it now means to a product manager in product metrics? I'm waiting. Girl. I'm waiting before we go on break. As a product manager, now define North Star. As a product manager, define North Star. I'm waiting. North Star is point map. Exactly. The point map, it gives us direction. This is where all of us are going. This is where all of us are going. It's very important for all of us to do that. It's very important. I'm waiting now. Blah, 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 blah. I want to believe people can hear me, or you have gone to Google again. Don't go to Google. You've already defined from the core. I believe now you should be able to bring it out into the modern end. Please, you can just bring up my video small on that as you did earlier on, admin. Thank you. You've already helped in seeing the end of the strategic plans for a product. Thank you. There are key performance indicators. Thank you, admin. Indicators. You can move it to the other end so that it won't block the view or at the top. There are key performance indicators used to guide a company's growth. Perfect. It can be likened to the mission of the product. Perfect. Okay. Like the target, not term measures are the KPI that the person company uses to measure its long-term success. That's management, not product management. Refers to a key performance for a product team. Okay. Now we moved on. Let me now move on to. I said a North Star metric is the key measure of success for the product team in a company. It defines the relationship between the customer problems that the product team is trying to solve and the revenue that the business aims to generate by doing so. I'm coming again. A North Star metric, let me show you something. Instagram is what we're doing today. Okay. Let me show you something. I saw a particular quiz online. Hmm, let me see. Okay, okay. Let me. It may take us time. It take us time. So somebody is just coming back. Edith, your network was very blessed. All right. So I said, okay. Let me not go to other product using metrics. Let's still not start for today. By the time we come back for the break, I will show you how the North Star metric works. Okay, how we can use them to get better success for what we're doing. And I'm saying that because for many of us who are product managers, we need to keep something before our eyes. Okay, when you keep something before your eyes, It helps you to go towards product success. That vision you have kept, that idea you have put in your mind, okay, this is how I want to achieve my result. That's how you get the result. But if you do not do that, what you're going to find is that all of you will be going in silos. So as you go to fill your attendance, come back quickly and let's just run through what North Star Metrics is for product managers. That's what I want us to strongly do today. Because from your now, that's why I wanted you to go from the history. From what you have checked from astrology, you can realize that it's what guides the ship. It's what guides. So you can decide to know every other metrics. Imagine is every other metrics as good as every other star in the sky. The star we want to see and follow is the North Star. And that is why in this training, I also want to take a time to focus on it so that if you know it, every other thing, like that monthly active user that you just on Instagram now, will, will not really matter much than you knowing your North Star metrics. This is what we are following, this is what we achieved. And we'll show you how to make sure you made a good decision by your North Star metrics. So we have 2 minutes to rush out and do all our um, in, attendance. Please just do it and come back quickly. We have a lot to do. Thank you very much for our halftime. It's carrying your voice. All right, good evening. Welcome back. Thank you for. Oh, time has really flown. Apologize for that. Okay, so we need to speed up. Let me just move us in. So we mentioned North Star metrics, but before we go on, I want to show us some North Star metrics here. But before I do that, let me just take you through a different info I have for you. Hold on. Screen. So I wanted to take you through. Let me see. Okay. All right. So you can see me, I believe. This is my slides. Okay. Yes. So I wanted to show us all of this, and we'll see some non-star metrics for some companies. But before we do that, I want us to take a very heavy deep dive into non-star metrics. A very heavy deep dive. Can my screen come up? Thank you. Okay. I mean, can you make up my screen, please? Because I think it's off. So I won't be speaking to myself. Thank you. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so of course, we wanted to see this and to also see all other sort of favor shalom good evening, to see some metrics in the industry and all of that. But before we do that, I want us to run through this particular training. You should take us deep into product metrics, take us deep into it. Of course, it's a bit, let me just, a bit busy, you know. Yeah, because there are some things I wanted to ensure that we have noted. Okay, confirm you can see this before I move on. If you're on, if you can hear me, if you can see my screen now, I think we're good to go. So if you do not mind, the video can be full screen while my picture is just below or something because of the text sizes. All right, so let's go. So a North Star metrics, like I said, is a single overarching metric that guides product strategy and decision making. It's a single overarching strategy that guides decision making. It's the ultimate goal you want to achieve with your product. And you can see the compass there. That's what the North Star metric is for you. You can see the compass. So it's that single overarching goal you want to achieve. Okay? For instance, let me say to you, your goal this year, you may have every other thing you want to achieve, but all you want to just do is to start 10 businesses. That's all. That's the goal. You can now try to have some goals. So either it's in Nigeria, that's not my business. Either it's in UK, that's not my business. I just want to have 10 businesses. Now, when you have an overarching goal, that's what everyone will chase. Let me move fast because we have a lot to do. So I said, what are North Star metrics? We check for focus, we check alignment, check measurement. So this is it. We said it's an overarching metric, of course, that guides product strategy and decision making. They do three things. Focus. They help you prioritize efforts and focus on what matters the most. As a product manager, from the beginning of your work, you want to define what matters, see the arrow, a direction. Go back to our non-product management definition. Imagine if there are three of those stars in the sky that the ship is trying to follow. They're in trouble, they're confused. So there's only one star. So, and that's why you must not arrive at it shabbily. You must do a lot of work to arrive at that star. So in product management, hey, it is, I think everyone can hear me except you. Let me see. Okay, good. I can hear myself as well from YouTube. So there's only one star that everyone is following. And, even wise men, they followed one star. And that led them to Jesus, of course. So if you want to get to the, in quotes, Jesus of your product, you must be a wise man and follow the star. And that star here is the North Star metrics. So it gives you focus. And don't worry, I'll take you to how you communicate that with your team. Again, it gives you alignment. Everyone on the team is working towards one goal, alignment. And I'll explain. Because what you want to achieve must guide what the developer is doing, what the product designer is doing. Everyone must be working with the consciousness that this is what we want to achieve. Then finally is measurement. North Star metrics provide a clear way to measure the success of your product. They provide a clear way to measure the success of your product. They provide a clear way to measure the success of your product. So, I've done that. Focus, alignment, and measurement. We are live. We are live. I think everyone can hear me. Edith, do you want to go back in and come back into YouTube? I think you may have some network errors. Thank you. Edith, I need a response from you, please, before I move on to the next. Quickly. Okay, thank you, admin. I think I prefer this view. It's perfect. I'm waiting for you, Edith. Trust me, we have to. Okay. All right, anyway, the video is online, so just take it back a bit. Apologies for that. Moving on. So I said identifying the North Star metric. Now we'll take small time here. What did I say? We're going to take small time here. So just plaster. Just plaster here. Don't move. Now here we did today. So don't worry. You can zoom your YouTube if you want to see what's there. I know it's blurry. You can zoom your YouTube. I'm keeping it this way for the sake of the video so that we all can see. So there's something they call game product analytics framework. They call it the game framework. To get your note, that's why I said, it's one thing. For instance, leadership is hard because you are trying to be the one everyone follows. So a product is about to start. Your boss calls you, and it's the prayer of my heart that you will get a proper product management job where they know what product management is. Amen. All of us. And so this is it. So your boss calls you. So Jadesola, I want a product that takes over from Bolt, that takes over from Uber. Of course, there is a business to it, but I want you to be in charge of this product. And they ask you, I'll give you 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks. But please come back with a North Star metric, something all of us can be chasing, that we can say, we here, this is what we're looking at to see the success of our product. Don't forget what I defined earlier, because I did the definition for your sake. I said the North Star metric is a single one. It's a single overarching metric that guides product strategy and decision making. Just to one. That is so important. That's how dedicated an entire course to. So that by the time you are seeing questions, don't come tomorrow and say question is that. I'm sure many of you are already doing your last assignment on design thinking. And you can see that We cover everything we taught you. Aha. I see where you in my head when it comes to certain questions. Thank you. So I said, is that overarching, is that anchor value that everyone wants to see? Edith, please give us an update. What's going on? Are you good now? Um, all right. So we're going to use the game framework. Please, you can zoom where you are. You can zoom. Of course, I will also share these slides with you. I will share the stuff with you later on. But please zoom because I'm going to stay a lot on this slide. So if you're not zooming, you'll be tired. All right, let's go. Let's fly. Edit is fine. We're fine too. So I said, success metrics provide a quantified measure of a product. Okay? What you're trying to do here, your game framework, is you're trying to ensure that you know what your product is doing. You know where everyone is. And because you are the one determining where everyone is facing, you want to be sure you can defend it anyway. Don't forget that the CEOs, the product leaders, the managers in the company, many of them will have MBA and co. So why they may not have done product management training, they have enough business training to know if your metric is silly. So you must come with your A game. Don't stress yourself. There is a framework for it. It's called game framework. I've written it there for you now. So most product managers, what they do is start from the bottom, collecting and monitoring data they can get, they can move one step at a time, and all of that. But you see, most of this data, they're more valuable than the other. Many people just say, okay, when this product launch, I'm going to check how many people are using it. Daily active users. It may not align with your own goal like that. For instance, now, Instagram must have a goal they're currently chasing that is no longer daily active users anymore. Do you understand? It can be that the platform who pay highest for ads currently is Instagram. Do you understand? It could be that where people pay for ads the most currently is Instagram. It could be, I'm not saying it is so. I don't know if it is. All I'm saying is that while you are trying to look at daily active users or monthly active users, Instagram may have another North Star they are chasing that is not weekly active users. Good. I said all that to say the game framework helps you to define your North Star metrics. You know what you are chasing, you know why you are chasing it, and you know how you get there. So the first one is G, which is goals. Goals. So for most frameworks in business or in product management or all of this, they are always acronyms. So for game framework, of course, there is the game theory, which is entirely different. But for game framework, the G is goals, which is an obvious step. Now, you must track your metrics to strategic goals you want to achieve. Okay, for instance, you help me here, help me. Okay, you launch a feature. Let's say you launch a feature on WhatsApp where people can upload products on status, but not just upload picture. They can upload picture and add action. Like for instance, from the status, you can put a button that somebody can click buy. And when somebody clicks buy, it takes you to like an internal app, like your own product page, where people can easily buy, Flutterwave, pay for transfer and all of that and delivery. So you want your that is not so that people can click buy. So your North Star metric cannot be number of clicks on buy. Your North Star metrics cannot be number of those who uploaded that status or number of those who use that feature daily. because it's not in line with the goal to which you created it. Why you created it is to ensure that people do full market on WhatsApp end to end without having to go to another app, without having to open their bank app to transfer, without having to. So you have already created your own unique code. Everything is done that on that place you created on WhatsApp. Everything can be done. So what you do as a North Star must align with the goal behind that product or that feature. Some people don't have one North Star for the entire product. They have North Star for different features in the product. That's why I say you should get a good. There are some jobs that I've seen that the only role you have to play is to just manage. You are the product manager on WhatsApp status. That's all. Just manage WhatsApp status only. And that's why those companies get big. It's only in Nigeria where I have one product manager to manage the entire WhatsApp. You don't have to say that I'm a product manager on WhatsApp. And you're wondering what part of WhatsApp. Do you understand? So that kind of thing now, a North Star metric will be number of successful purchases done. The person that follows the best end-to-end payment successful. You can even try to now use, okay, how do you make purchases? You can use number of payments made on this platform. That means before somebody made payments, they must have made purchases. Are you getting the idea now? So the G is the first thing, the goals. It must align with the goal of the business, which aligns with the goal of the application itself. Don't forget what we're saying. It guides everybody. So that means that you are thinking your strategy. Okay, so how can people do everything end to end on this app? It now defines the features you want to put. Apart from, you can imagine, so you should not have a failed product. You have done customer research, you've done many things, and then your North Star is now guiding the process. Okay, from all we want to see, from our customer research, from everything, we see that users want to finish everything they're doing on the app. Good. How do we achieve that? We are creating a feature called WhatsApp Market, which is very intuitive. And so when that is done, what we want to check to see if it's successful is number of complete purchases per day. If we can have that number successful, that means that feature is user-friendly. That means that feature is functional. That means that feature has all the things the customers have. And because of that, they are using it. If you are looking at the number of clicks, people may click and close it, maybe because they don't like it. If you are looking at the number of status, they upload status for their product and then you just don't like it. So that's not enough. Because number of clicks, they give you 2 million a day. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Number of clicks, they give you 2 million a day. Number of uploads, they give you 4 million a day. But number of successful purchases may just stay on 400. Number of successful purchases may just stay on 400 a day. So a North Star metrics is that thing that actually shows if your product is performing. That's the first one. You use your goal. Please, I want to be sure you understand that because that is key. How to create it is what matters. Every other thing after these slides is just in communication, in seeing the impact of it. That's why I'm saying we'll stay long on this slide. Knowing how to create it is what matters. You get that analogy now. If another analogy comes to mind, I'm going to use it. But you're using some, for instance, now let me use RCG, for instance. Let's say, I think I've used it before, I'll use it again. So I thought of an app that maybe, okay, RCG, at least every month there's a lot of millions coming in as offering. Why can't we just have our own RCG payment application such that everyone can, on that platform, you can do all your payments, offering, tithes, SOD to your local church. So it helps the central to now monitor, okay, how much is this church getting, how much is this province getting, how much is this, it gives a very good insight to the entire worth of RCG and each local church, each province, each area, and then all the payments are done on that app. So RCG has the gateway, RCG has the wallet. So what you just do is you can fund your RCG wallet, and from that wallet you can make all your payments. You know, RCG has the gateway. Your goal through that platform. So let me ask now, looking at the objective. Now, the reason why we did that is because we noticed that RCG is always, you know, from you are sharing money to other banks, to Flutterwave, to Paystack, to all of these bank platforms where you can just have your own aggregation. And because you're doing that, a lot of money is wasting, or maybe normal RCG go, people are not. Hey, Christiana Milan, I think I know this name. Doesn't give. Can you hear me now? Let me confirm if everyone else can hear me first. Please, when you're joining the class, ensure you check your network as well, because it's not really nice if you really cannot hear. It makes me feel like I should stop and make sure you can hear. I know there is YouTube, but being a part of the live class is enough sacrifice. So now asking you to go back to go and play to hear it is not really cool. Okay, they said loud and clear, novice. Okay, so Christiana, try to log out and log in again and check your network, check your volume. Thank you. All right, can we say North Star metric is the key used to assess the impact made as compared to the expected goal targeted in relation to the revenue generated? They did not tell me that you want to chase me away. Let me read it again. Can we say a North Star metric is the key used to assess the impact made, okay, as compared to the expected goal targeted in relation to the revenue generated? Okay, so North Star metrics, if chased well, will always lead to revenue, increased revenue. But most times, it's not even impact per se. That's why I'm trying to answer you. So it may not speak to impact and it may not speak to revenue. But if pursued very well, it will lead to impact and of course will lead to revenue. Do you understand? So it measures okay, impact could look like it, but not fully. It measures the what I want to use the word, the performance of the application. Performance. Now, impact is there's something they call derived demand. Derived demand, you understand? For instance, money is most times a derived demand. I want to buy a car. Car is the demand I want, but I need money to get the car. Do you understand? So the North Star metric, if pursued very well, exactly, Justin, you're right. So the North Star metric, if pursued very well, will give you impact. You know what I said concerning that WhatsApp? I said end to end. You want to see the number of purchases. Now, what I'm checking is that I have said this app, people are able to do full end to end like Jumia. So I now want to feature it so that it's not just something, the way people are uploading status, you know, status sells a lot. You may not charge it 100 people a day, but about 100 people see your status. So the best place that feature will be. Okay, good. I found it. Thank you. So let me just thank Jesus for that. It came from there. So North Star metrics, the way it works. You know, it doesn't happen after you have finished building your product. It happens as you have done your research and you start to create. You now think, okay, before we start, what we're going to look at for all of us to say we have succeeded? Now let's look at this WhatsApp market. The goal of that WhatsApp market is that everyone, because your contacts are on WhatsApp, everything is on WhatsApp. It's on WhatsApp, you chat them up. Before you know it, they now send you a website. Go and check my site. They now send your account number. You pay them through somewhere else. So because of WhatsApp now, you're opening Access Bank. Because of WhatsApp, you're opening OPay. Because of WhatsApp, you're opening that website. Because of WhatsApp, you are saying, okay, go and check my Instagram. Somebody even sends you Instagram link on WhatsApp. Go and check my Instagram link. Maybe WhatsApp now gets angry. I want everything done end to end here. And it's not just enough to say gallery. Gallery is not doing it. We need something else. Somebody now says, okay, can people just create like a mini website on their status? So when they get to that part, instead of it scrolling left and right, you can scroll. Now, let me not go to this part yet. Let me back up a bit. So I want to pull everything on WhatsApp. So how do you measure the success of this kind of idea? Okay, the measure of that success is you don't want people to go to other places, Abi. No problem. So the complete end-to-end transaction done on WhatsApp daily. And for us to know that it's end-to-end, is number of purchases done in a day. That's what we are going to measure. And the management said, wow, that's nice. Now let's get work. Let's get to work. You will now carry that your market research, the problem to what you are chasing. Everybody now comes, okay, how do people do this in a day? How do people achieve this end-to-end on our platform? That's what we now determine. Okay, should we make it inside the WhatsApp? If it's too far inside, they won't check it. Okay, good. So what do people check most on WhatsApp? The status. Okay, that means this feature has to be on status. I don't know how, but it has to be on status. You can see that the North Star metric is guiding all of us because we want people to do that end to end. So it even guide how you go about the feature actualization. Okay, if you put it on status, but people will just scroll. No, let it be that when they get to market, they can't just scroll. You can send it to them. Let it be that when they get to market, they cannot just scroll. Let it be that when they get to that place that look like a market, let's give it a different color. Maybe it's the only one that has black or something, so that people just understand that okay, this is market. And then let it have buttons. Let people be able to put their own buttons themselves. Okay, purchase, buy, and all of that. And then when somebody decides to buy, that thing can do other screens, and then you can do exits, like go to other settings. Now, all of these our thinking, talking back and forth. It's because we are trying to chase our North Star metrics. Okay, if you now put products, who will still leave, they have to go and pay. Okay, that means we need a payment gateway or a payment feature on that thing too. But if we're getting too plenty and too busy, okay, let's find out we can make it shorter. Do you get the idea? So how is going to work? Now, don't forget it's an hypothesis. It doesn't mean it's real. It doesn't mean it's a good idea. Do you understand? How is it going to work that they must do everything on that app so that you can say number of purchases? How are we going to measure it? Number of payments made via this place. So by the time we do all of that, what you realize is that plus the designer, plus you, plus your marketing team, plus the developers, everybody is thinking towards achieving that goal. So it's a big responsibility. If you are the one creating that goal, you don't want to lead people astray. I'm taking time on this. So next one is action. Action now, you are now looking at what are the user actions that you want to affect. For instance, let's say you want to include, let's say this feature now, you don't want it to be for free. Whoever is using this feature is paying for WhatsApp, maybe 5,000 every month. Do you understand? You can see that you have increased how you measure the metrics. Now, the metrics is not the measurement. Write this one down. The metrics is not always the measurement. Don't forget, I'm giving you different measurements now. The North Star metrics you want to check is number of end-to-end transactions done every month on this platform. We can measure it as I've measured the number of purchases done. That is, maybe the number of times a transaction happened. We can measure it with that. I'll get to measure. You can measure it with a number of frequency of payments. If people made 100 payments today from this platform, we're succeeding. That means they're using it. Another one you can do, for instance, you can decide that for us to put this feature, it's going to be a lot. So it's not free. So anybody that wants to use this feature has to pay 5,000 to use WhatsApp monthly. Do you understand? You can now have WhatsApp. You can now have their own tick. Well, okay, for you to tick WhatsApp for you, like Instagram and Twitter, and the else is not tick. Maybe there's not a medal or a gold medal or something. So everybody has that WhatsApp. Another value you can now check is action. We're able to take action. So I've talked about actions is money. Anyway, actions is number of purchases take. So the second thing you do with your metric is you're looking at the kind of action you want people to take. I would start. Don't worry, if we spend all the time on this particular slide today, we have succeeded. The kind of action you want people to take, how you want them to take it, when you want them. If I can look at number of those that have paid for subscriptions in a month or per day, I am also measuring my metrics. That means people that find it, but we have to be careful because, for example, Nigerians, in the future. So, number of those who paid for it may be high level, maybe just step one to check. But in those that paid for it, that can make you streamline what you're analyzing. If you have already pulled the number of those who paid for it, from those who paid, you can look at number of purchases they have gotten. Do you understand? But for the general users of WhatsApp, you can also be checking. Yes. So for general users of WhatsApp, they will also be making payment. They may not be using premium, but they can be ordering goods. So it's good to check from general value. So the actions you want them to take. Another one is metrics. You are able to turn. Sorry. So for the another one is metrics. Now that's the third one, and I've mentioned metrics well. You are now ready. Now you want to turn your actions into trackable, measurable value, and I've talked about metrics so far. So yes, metrics. Now there are types of metrics. There is direct and proxy. Can you track the action directly, or can you use a proxy to measure the action? Like I've said, we use the proxy. Number of payments made. That's a proxy. You can measure it directly. There are some you can measure directly. And when we get to, for instance, let me check some Nostar metrics for MySpace. MySpace is using number of registered users. That's okay. That's direct tracking. Facebook is using number of monthly active users. That's direct tracking. And Slack is using number of messages sent within the organization. That's direct tracking. Number of weekly hosted meetings. Now, number of nights booked, Airbnb, number of purchases per month, Amazon. Now, this Amazon is not indirect, it's an indirect tracking. So what they are trying to do for Amazon is to know what Amazon is doing mainly. But what they are doing is in line with what I just said. They are trying to see end to end. People come to Amazon, they get the products, they pay for it. That's why they're taking purchases. You can come to the platform, browse your goods. You don't like the price, you carry that link, you carry that product, you search, you go to image search, you check another platform it's on, you buy it cheaper. So you have come to that platform, but it's not end to end. So for you to now get end to end, purchase, because purchase decision is very high. Are you following me? Purchase decision is very high. For people to determine to pay for money for something, they found value in it. And of course, the last part of the game value, we said individual versus aggregate. Can you measure it as a unit or can you measure together? Then finally, we said magnitude versus ratio. Can you measure in volumes or just a little bit? Yes. Or, yes, sorry, magnitudes. You want to check which one matters the most. Are you measuring volume? Are you measuring action? For instance, somebody can come with stupid measurements for what we just said. And I use stupid because the person can say the amount of money generated from purchase in a month, which could be that one person bought 5 million naira worth of goods from this person. Another person, maybe they're just 5 users who are doing high level purchase. So are you using magnitude or are you using ratio? So you have to check. Then finally, metrics. Of course, we have been talking metrics since you measure. always learn to measure your metrics, because that's how you it's like testing in ideation in our design thinking, like testing too. So always learn to measure it. If you don't measure, you can't go far. You have to evaluate. You have to see. Uh, you have to see how it's performing. That's when you know if you can go back to drawing board. Guys, we're not achieving what we say we want. We're not getting this thing right. Let's get out to drawing board and you can even do better testing. You can do A/B testing. You can decide to invite 100 users. Because many of us are in Nigeria, we don't know they actually do these things a lot. WhatsApp can decide to create you can do these things. Let's say on Camp now, that payment app for redeem you are not getting people to use it very well. You can decide to do a testing and say, okay, let's do a feature, let's release a feature. We call it A/B testing. A/B testing is simple. A and B. You create two different groups of your users. You pack A in a group. You create another group B. You pack B in a group. So you can put a feature in the ones you have for A, put another one in the one you have for B, and see how they react. People do it very well. For instance, here now you can say, okay, all regional pastors, when you are paying, use USSD. Maybe all zonal pastors, or Lagos Province 1, everybody use USSD. Ibadan, whatever, use Gateway. And please report your findings. You create a form, send to talk, and report your findings. So that's called A/B testing. You just want to see how it's working based on complaints. Because we're in Nigeria, you won't know that people do these things. But I think Facebook does not. They do it very well. They gather people. How many of you realize that when Gmail has AI? Gmail has AI, but not all Gmail accounts can use the AI. For example, the Gmail account I've opened for a while, I can use the AI. The current one, I can't use it. So some of them do pilot testing, some of them do beta testing. But what I just said now is A/B. You just create two different groups. People don't do it. People don't do it because of the cost. Because of the cost of doing it, they don't do it as much. But it's good to do. So moving on now. So I've talked about the game framework. So next one, let's talk about how you want to align your organization around these North Star metrics. All these ones are simple, I can easily rush them. Now, you have found your North Star metrics. Okay? You have done all of that. Now, how do you align them? Cross-functional collaboration. See, break down. We've talked about these things. Break down your team into break down the actions, the activities you want to now do based on it. And again, align your team on it. The time you spend, let me help you. The time you spend in finding North Star is almost the same time you use in communicating it. And I would like to use a lot of work. Personally, let me shock you. I've not, for now, I've still not succeeded in communicating North Star metrics. Don't get me wrong, though. You communicate it to people will say, oh, wow, yes. That's all. You don't need to say North Star because people don't like to see that you sound smart. So you don't need to say that, just say for this product. What we'll try to see is at least number of users every month. That's what you're trying to achieve. Don't bother. It's not about the first time you see it. It's in people's attitude in the process. You realize that nobody cares about it. The features to even make that thing work, people are not even, you just how I'm trying to say. So your work to align your team, the leadership buy-in. I said finally leadership buy-in. Gain buy-in from leadership and ensure that it is integrated into strategic planning. So this means that your North Star metrics must become a strategy direction for the company itself. It's not, you can't drive it below as a product manager. It must be driven right from leadership, everyone working together. Moving on, sorry for time's sake. So I said, how do you track it? Of course, data tracking, performance analysis, data visualization. That's what I showed you earlier. Let me show you something. For example, if you're using Google Analytics, this is how it works. This is a website we worked on. Okay, so this is the backend. Can you see? So this is the Google. You just go analytics. See, don't do anything from scratch. There's already Google Analytics. It's been created. So you can see this is active users. We have just 25 active users. New users are 19. Can you see? So if I click on my new users, I can see them. And I can also change my users. I can see the session. You can do as much as you can. Okay, you can look at this. Engagement overview. This is it. Pages and screen. Now I can try to go down. Are you following me? Number of active users from Nigeria is 14, United States is 6, UK is 2, India is 2, Canada is 1. Now you may not understand, we are a technology company and it's B2B. Do you get the idea? And it's B2B. So what I'm trying to do, I'm interested in these 2 people in India. Do you understand? I'm interested in them heavily. So it can be easy for me to now know that, okay, currently, why do we have people in US checking us? Do you understand? Meaning, if I'm able to do, I can begin to look at our product offerings and the one that apply to the US market. So, of course, beyond product management, I run growth for this place. So I need this data to see how we play and where we play. Now, let me show you something. These are different pages on the website. Now, for me to not deceive myself, you can see that apart from news and events, people want to see what's going on with us, that's fine. You can see that everybody is on career page. That means people that there are about 6 people on career page, so people are looking for a job. That one is very clear. Now, this is the last 7 days. Now, I'm also looking at organic search. Now, this is just for a website. I'm just saying, let me not bore you too much. This is how, if you can integrate Google Analytics, hopefully maybe by tomorrow, I will show you another platform. You can see how these things work, and I will show you something. Let me not take time. Okay, so I just want to just show you around how you can use it for apps. You can use it for apps. You can use it for sites. You can use it for anything. Now, you can see what I'm looking at here. There are 130 active users, but the average engagement time per user is just 1 minute, 11 seconds. That means nobody has stayed more than 2 minutes on this platform. The question is, why? Now, it may not mean that it's not Instagram. It's not Instagram. It may mean that those who are checking are just executives who come to check, what they want to see and go. You don't know what that means. I'm just trying to tell you that as a product manager, you will most of the time see data like this, and you have to make thinking with it and make decision with it. Okay, so let me go to demographic details of the users. You'll just see a lot of info that we mostly work with. Demographic details. Now, this is going deeper. Okay, now you can see Nigeria, Netherlands, US, China, Austria. All of these are very important. Now, if you go deeper into the data, you may be seeing different things. Now, this person from UK now you can see that people in UK are spending more time on the platform. UK has this 2 minutes, 8 seconds. As little as that data is, do you understand? You don't joke with it as a product manager. Now, let me not bore you with all of this. We need to end the class just like now. So, I've shown you how to track data. Your data analytics apps or any app that have been shown to you, or exactly critical thinking. You need to engage it. Then after that, North Star metrics can change over time. I understand that from your geography, it's stationary, but it can change. And how can it change? Number one, you're looking at market trends. You must keep an eye on market trends and emerging technologies. your market image. For instance, that WhatsApp market may get to a time it gets obsolete. Maybe what people do now is crypto pay. Do you understand? Maybe people don't just do that. Maybe what people have is just a chip they attach to their fingernail. And when you tap it, you can go to anywhere. You are not doing WhatsApp market. You're already late. So somebody said, balls, are we? So market trends, okay? Market trends can change your North Star metrics over time. As your products evolve, as the markets change, your North Star metric can change. User behavior. If the user behavior is already changing, or you understand market has changed, well, market is still user in a way. Again, if your business goal is changing, you can change your North Star metrics. Moving on, let me see. I think we're almost done. After this, you just have a slide to go. So, how do you communicate to stakeholders? Investors, executive, customers. Number one, be transparent about your North Star metric and be transparent about how you are measuring it. Number two, give them regular updates about the progress. How are we doing? Is it looking like it? Number three, clear communication. Don't be vague. Don't try to be smart. Don't form Socrates. Be simple. Use basic simple charts. See what I showed you here is simple. Maybe what I'm trying to check now is number of minutes everyone is staying. Currently, so people are not using 2 minutes on our platform. Write it big. Current minutes used on the North Star metrics, number of time per user. Current North Star metrics, 2 minutes used. Do you understand? I write the 2 minutes there loud. This is just what they're doing. Do you understand? And from there, what are you going to do to make it better? Okay, adjust this feature, adjust this feature, adjust this feature, make this better, move this info there, move this info there. Let's see what happens. But for you to run that feature, you may not do the A/B testing. Okay, let's do this and send to this person. Let's do this and send to this person. But it's costly because you may need to deploy to different servers or deploy twice over time. It's quite stressful. But of course, if your company has the money, you must know that there's something like that. Then clear communication. Then finally, before we close for today, I said how to leverage it for product decision. Of course, prioritization. Use the North Star metrics to prioritize your features. Second one is investment. Allocate resource and investment to initiatives that will move the needle. Okay? For instance, I've said maybe I'm only having 1 minute per user. I want to move to 2 minutes. That means I have to move resources to that. Well, I have to meet with my UI UX guy, with my strategy people, with my developers guys. What can we do differently on this platform? We need people to stay more. We have more. If they are using 1 minute, that means they're not reading our products. So what can we do? You know, spend time. Designer can need to redesign some things, readjust some words, let it be catchy. You know, we can do all of that. Evaluation. You can evaluate the success of your products based on their impact on your North Star metric. Okay. So by the time you have seen your North Star metrics, you can know that, okay, this product is doing well. You know, imagine if I'm saying that people spend 20 minutes and I'm saying that daily active user is increasing and I'm seeing increase in that US, increase in that UK. Do you understand? That means people are staying longer. But what I'd want to see more is not just that they are coming to the website, is that we are seeing more people calling the customer care number, is that we are seeing more people requesting for demo. Do you understand? And that is what ends us for today. From tomorrow, we'll also look at other product metrics. Okay, we'll look at other product metrics, and then we can now begin to look into other metrics that are outside products. I like what you said, Chino, here. The class ends with your quote. It says data is topmost in product management. Exactly. Without data, you don't know how you're performing. Without data, you don't know how you're doing. Without data, you don't know if your product is good. So I'm glad you guys are here. No, learning data analysis is not a must. Knowing about it is a must. Learning how to interpret the results from data is what is a must. Thank you very much, guys. Do have a great time. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.